Who are some riders that have really impressed you with their progress in the past 2 years?
I say Janek is definitely one.
Janek is the best. Really, Janek is the best. Because Janek invented a lot of tricks with Bordov and Negm together.
See this move and Janek is doing a contra loop and the board's off and he's rotating and he's flying and he's adding a rotation and you're just thinking that's not possible.
He's so in control of his moves. That's something I always respect in any form of kiteboarding or any sport. Somebody that's looking like they're almost not trying. That's actually what defines true style to me. And Janek has that, and he was able to think outside the box a bit with the contra loops.
Actually, Janek was the guy who changed the game, really. Janek changed the game. He changed the board off rotations. He gave us this exciting style of stuff that was unheard of.
What's the worst injury that you've seen recently?
You probably know the answer. Janek.
This sport really is quite ridiculous. These kites are basically pieces of fabric stitched together into a wing. Daring kiters pump them up at the beach and tether themselves to the fabric with thin, strong strings, harnessing only the power of the wind and the water. They jump as high as 10-story buildings. Their velocities match a cheetah's sprint as they traverse distances as far as 3 football fields. With forces like these at play, you can imagine the consequences of the slightest misstep.
It's unbelievable what he's going through. 6 weeks in hospital, I think, as today when this was being recorded, and you know, no one knows where the end is. I mean, whether he will kite by the end of the year is still unknown. You know, so that's got to be the worst one I think I've seen.
He crashed a doobie loop. His kite didn't catch him, and he was very unlucky to land on a rock.
The situation could have been so much worse, starting from that I could have passed out in the water and there was nobody that could actually hold me up. Another reason is if I would actually drop the board and penetrate the water, that could be my second death right there, because I technically landed on the rock, so I would pass out once again with a broken back, which nobody could rescue me. Another one is that my artery broke in the hospital. And yeah, if it would happen at night, nobody would actually notice and I could die there once again. So I had honestly 3 cases where it was near-death situation.
Yeah. I did a doobie and got completely out of control, and I dropped out of the sky like a rock. And now my 2 legs are completely fucked. They're treating me pretty well right now, though.
And watching that was like, oh, I just got goosebumps now, still giving it.
I mean, to see like one of your closest friends in that much pain, and that's tough. That's pretty horrible. So we know it's there. I know that this can happen to me, and I don't like to think about it that way, but it's a risk we all take because anything can happen. It doesn't even need to be your fault. Like Janek was the guy that has always landed everything.
think he has the best kite control ever. Things can happen, and it's not because you're not in control.
Competition is the ultimate test of a kiter's skill and control. They're like gladiators going into battle, but they're not just battling against one another. They're battling against themselves. They're battling the elements, the nuking winds and massive waves. When you're performing at this level, every move needs to be controlled, or it could be your last.
I went straight into my first loop and I just got slightly stuck backwards. The waves very, very much closed on me. Then I made a bit of an error of actually trying to find a way back round, and I thought I could fix it. The whole way I still thought I could fix it. And actually, I never remember the crash. Romeo and Andres Ferri, two guys that were very quick to the scene, experienced kiteboarders, and gave me a few more breaths. But when they got to me, they said there wasn't even the floats of the bar sticking out the water. I had started to get pulled downwards by the momentum of my kite. But also my kite saved me. It happened to pull me all the way back to shore. Long story short, I spent 2 weeks in intensive care in an induced coma. I still have the little tracheotomy scar there. It was a big realisation that I'm not invincible, which I thought I was. I thought I could go out on my own in any conditions and nothing would happen. So, yeah, I was nothing lifelong after that, but sometimes I actually forget that even happened. It's crazy, but I'm 100% now.
I mean, injuries, not fun for anyone, but definitely for a driven kiter who's like ready to compete. If you get injured, like you see all your dreams and your vision collapse. And I remember my first injury, which was back in 2005, 2006, just 2 weeks before the world tour would start. I twisted my ankle on some stupid jump, and yeah, I was out for like 3 months with some stretched ligaments. And I just like was depressed almost, you know?
Happened in Balneario, in Tarifa. It was probably also like 35, maybe going up to 40 knots. There's a place in Balneario on that spot that I got injured where you can get no wind in certain places, and I think unfortunately what happened to me is that, yeah, I just got lack of wind when doing a certain trick.
I see Janek calling, so I'm answering like, hey, how are you? And he's like, Zara, can you come to the beach? Like, I think I broke my leg.
You get like goosebumps all over, and Zara starts running through the house. She hung up the phone. She's like, Janek just broke his leg. We have to go to the beach now. So we just jumped in the car. We drove down to the beach. We ran down, and it immediately seemed a lot worse than it sounded like on the phone, because it sounded like he just broke his leg. And when we got there, he looked like he was in a really bad place.
We thought he broke the legs, but of course it had to make pictures and everything.
I broke tibia in my right leg and tibia in my left leg. And I shattered my ankle. I'm not exactly sure what this bone is called, but the biggest bone in the ankle, I shattered it in 6 pieces. And in the right ankle, the fracture is not as bad as in the left ankle, but it's also broken. So yeah, 2 legs and 2 ankles. I mean, the community reacted very, very well, honestly surprisingly well.
I know people from all around the world are thinking of you today and sending you all the positive vibes. So here's what a few of them have to say.
Yo, what's up, Janek?
What's up, Janek? I'm here with my dad.
Is it working? It's working, yeah. It's working.
Okay. All right. Hey, Janek.
What's up, Janek? How's it going, my bro? Thinking of you.
Yo, Janikwa, what's up, my brother?
Yo, brother, just wanted to send you a little message to say good luck for tomorrow.
What's up, brother? I just wanted to give you a super quick message before you go in for your surgery.
Hey, Janek, how's it going, dude? I hope you're doing well.
Yo, Janek, sending you all the love for what is hopefully your last surgery.
Bro, I wish you all the best for your upcoming surgery.
Hi, Janek, we're thinking of you.
I'm not gonna say every day I had someone who was coming to visit me, but once per 2 days there was someone in the hospital. Not even one person, like they were coming in with groups of, I think the most was like when the whole group of Dutchies came in and there were like 15 or 20 people. The whole room was like so packed, it was unbelievable.
Then the moment I went to visit him in the hospital and saw him with all the steel things out of his legs and sitting there all white, didn't look too good. He couldn't talk to me because he was on the painkillers and everything. And I went up to him and talked to him for 10 minutes and then he fell asleep and I just got very emotional. I was like, this is not something you want.
Or the day before I went to visit him, I went to bed and then in the middle of the night I dreamed about like visiting him in the hospital, and then I woke up in the bed crying. And I was like, fuck, I don't know what to do when I walk in that room. Like he's like I know him in a certain way as a friend, and fuck, maybe he's like almost like dead from like all the painkillers and stuff. So that really hit at me hard. But then I walked into the room and there was just this happy curly face, and then I was like, okay, it's okay, it's fine.
I know you so well.
We only got lost about 5 times.
Of course he'll be back. I mean, I don't know if he'll be back competing, but he'll be back for sure. Yeah, I have no doubt. In the beginning, of course, he said, I'm never gonna kite again. And people were like, he said he's never gonna kite again. It's like, yo, what do you expect? You know, after everything that just happened, of course, that's what he's gonna say. And just, you know, give him time. And I think he's in love with the sport way too much to not be back.
Yeah, I think the big challenges teach you a lot about life and also to take care about your body. So every injury comes with great lessons. So they're not too bad after all. I think he's pretty fixed up now and I think he can recover 100%. So I'm looking forward to see that.
It's sad to see him have an injury, but I'm sure he's going to come back, and I bet he's sitting there now thinking, right, what next could I do? You know, yeah, I think he should have a big mention about the way the sport is going in Big Air.
I'm definitely gonna ride again. Am I gonna ride in the same way? That's a tough one. Very tough one. I'm definitely still gonna be going for many tricks. But I actually wanna shift away a little bit from fully competing and actually having my focus only for the competitions, rather than making cool projects which actually kitesurfing world haven't seen before. I have a few ideas in my mind that I know they could get really, really big. So yeah, I just honestly want to step away a little bit from the competing game and actually only going trick, rather to pushing and creating content which kitesurfing world hasn't seen before.
I say Janek is definitely one. Heel and Janek, I would say they're the two that have shaped the sport.
Every day, 15, 10 knots. He is gonna go out for 8 hours per day, pretty much every single day.
To be honest, I've never seen a guy kite so long on the water, back to back, and it's just crazy to see him.
I think the most important is to turn your mind off and just go for it. Absolute legend, he's a machine.
He kind of took everything that Janek did as well, like inspiration, and did all those rotations and board-offs, and I think this guy just went for it.
Be sure to watch the next episode over here. And thank you so much to Core Kite and Makani Beach Club for sponsoring Fight for Flight.